Let her speak.
Welcome back to Let Her Speak Again. Today I am going to be talking about how to fight burnout. This topic came to my mind because of a really busy week that I am having and for the many weeks to come. I do theater. I'm a theater major and I also go to school full time and I also work part time. And I'm also dealing with some life situations right now. And lately, I've been feeling really burnt out. And it was the kind of burnout where you know that you was going to lay in your bed and probably cry. And I'm going to talk about how I went against that. So, first things first, acknowledge what you are feeling in your head and in your body. Do you have tension in your body? When you have the time to, you could close your eyes, roll your neck, massage your shoulders, roll your arms, then breathe. Breathe, and sit down and just think of those top 3 things that you need to do. And if there's anything else on your mind that feels so trivial but is weighing heavy on your shoulders, let it go. Drop it. For example, I had a model making class, and which meant that Wednesday I had to submit a project. I didn't do it the night before. I didn't feel like it was important to, although there was a side of me, that perfectionist side, that would have had me stayed up an extra 4 hours late, which would have been so unrealistic because I needed sleep. And by the time my rehearsals was over, I was back at home by 11 p.m. I decided I wasn't going to do it. And one of the things is allowing yourself to have the freedom to not do things. You have your own autonomy to just not do things and think about the consequences of not doing it. And if it doesn't hurt, if it doesn't weigh as much as the consequences of letting go the other things that is important for you to do, let it go. And you know what I did after class? Actually, the night of, I went to bed. I put a face mask. Not face mask. I did a facial treatment. Had a face mask, I believe. Took care of myself. Went to bed. Woke up. Got ready to go to my class. Present. And I told everyone I wasn't going. And I didn't show up. I came back home. It was about 3:30, and I went to sleep. And I took the most beautifulest nap. And it felt so good to put myself first. And sometimes when you're so burnt out, you feel so occupied with all the things that you need to do and you do it because you think it's putting yourself first. But once it's going to that level of burnout, you're no longer putting yourself first. So I took my nap and I felt more refreshed. Then I started memorizing more lines for rehearsals, wrote down on my planner the things I needed to do, looked over my calendar, breathed, I meditated, prayed, and then moved on. And this week is a busy week, and I'll let you know when you're feeling burnout, sometimes not a lot of things change. The only thing that you could just change, besides how you have to occupy your time, is the way you take care of yourself. So it's definitely, I said that's so weird. What I mean is sometimes if you know that you have to go to work and then you have to study or you have to have rehearsals, right? And you know it's non-negotiable, you have to do it. Sometimes the best you can do is just taking care of yourself first. Because that's where a lot of the burnout lies, because it's a combination of both you feeling crappy and then you having to do all of these things. So then once you take care of yourself, it's more bearable. It's still overwhelming, but you want to have enough willpower in you to keep on pushing through because times are hard. We have a lot of stuff to do. We have a lot of expectations. Some of us have mouths to feed. Some of us are struggling to feed our own mouths. But definitely put yourself first. Sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed. And for my case, it was that class and that project I was taking hours to do. And go to sleep. Remind yourself who you are. Remind yourself that you have the strength and fight that burnout. And I also would like to add that sometimes we just put too much on our plates, and it's okay to take something off of that plate. It does anybody else's opinion doesn't matter what you decided to take off that plate. If you are fine with the consequences or what the effects, let me not say consequences because that kind of puts a connotation, a negative connotation. Let me say the effects of you letting it go. If you're fine with it, it doesn't hurt anyone, and it's not a bad thing. It just puts you first. Do it. Just do it. Because burnout is a symptom. It's a symptom. So treat the symptom. All right? And I believe that is all that I have for today for Burnt Out. Maybe I'll make another video, but this was just on the whim. So again, thank you for letting me speak again. See you next time on Let Her Speak. And if you like listening to these talks or hearing a random Black girl ramble about her life, subscribe because you want to let her speak again. I know you want to.